Today we're watching history be made over in Greece. Their entire economy is in a complete meltdown. The international bankers have lowered their credit rating to a junk status, and they also have lowered Portugal's credit rating as well. They're causing great distress on the euro, and Greece is going to be in turmoil very, very soon. It amazes me how Americans do not believe that this can happen to us. We have experts like David Walker. He was the Comptroller General of the United States. This basically means he ran the books on the United States, the United States accountant from 1998 to 2008. The man says that we are screwed because of all the debt and all the future entitlements that this country has. People, economic experts like Ron Paul, he says that we have a 2-year kickstand from the TARP bill, and that's it. So that would mean sometime at the end of 2010 we're going to see things happen in our economy, according to Ron Paul. We hear expert advice from people like Peter Schiff saying that we are screwed. And basically, people are not wanting to understand this. They're wanting to see past this. How do people believe that the Soviet Union would have ever collapsed back in the 80s? Do you remember how much of a superpower they were? It was kind of like the United States versus Russia and everything. It's like the two major superpowers of the world, and we watched them be humbled by their economy. What about Argentina and their meltdown? That's a subject I've read a lot about, is their economic meltdown. And basically they said that people would come and rob you in the streets, and they'd be wearing a suit, they'd come up and shake your hand and chit-chat with you for a while, and then they'd go and pull a gun on you, and that was it. You're robbed right there on the spot. They also had a rampant increase in home invasions. It was very big over in Argentina. People would break into your house with guns, hold you hostage basically in your own home, and rob you blind, leave you either tied up or killed. And it was even more brutal if you lived out in the country in Argentina. So basically what I want to show you today is something that I feel is very necessary that each and every one of us do to our own habitations or dwellings that we sleep in. Most of us would have homes or apartments. And I understand that each person has their own situation and their living standards, and they might be able to do certain things and may not be able to do others. But we have to try to do our best. You know, give yourself the greatest odds during this economic collapse that's coming to us. Don't be stranded with nothing. Don't assume you can't do anything for your own self or your own family, because it just seems a little bit impossible. Persevere. Where there's a will, there's a way. Try to accomplish securing your home and securing the things around you. We may not be able to bug out if things happen overnight. Many of us are waiting for this great bug out moment, but what happens if it really happens within hours or overnight and we're in a drastic circumstance and we have to sit and hold our fort down? Wouldn't you like knowing that you lived in a little bit of a fortified home? And that's what I want to show you today, the fortifications that we are doing here at our house. I'll take you and show you right now. Alright, this is my storm door, because a front door and a back door are the most commonly broken into things on a person's home. But this isn't just any storm door. This is a bulletproof storm door. And they sell these at Lowe's. They're pretty expensive, but check this out. When I lock it, there's a latch that comes out right here. Then it has a center latch. Then it has this top latch that comes down. The glass is insanely strong. Nobody's getting through it. Put that on your front and back door, and nobody's going to be getting into your home at all. They would have to just wail on it for probably around an hour with a crowbar. I've seen a video of somebody take a baseball bat to one of these things, and he hammered on it for about 30 minutes till he was exhausted and didn't even get through it. The next thing you want to do is consider cameras for your home, and this is up here on my front door. Because it's a blind spot in my house, I'd actually have to open my front door in order to see out onto my porch area. So I have a camera installed so I can see it from a TV inside. And I have the electricity running down here and a secured wire down to my light. And basically you can record or just see who's around your house if you have blind spots and you can't see through to a window, and you know who comes at you from all angles. However, I would like to recommend that you consider buying a wired camera system instead of a wireless, especially if you run a Wi-Fi network, because most of these cameras run at 2.4 gigahertz, just like a Wi-Fi network, and many cordless phones run at 2.4 gigahertz, and it can cause a signal problem. And also I'd recommend, if you are going to do cameras, if you can spare the bucks, just get yourself a good high definition camera setup so that you can see nice and far, especially at nighttime. I'll show you all my cameras. There's camera number 2, and it can see all the way down my street. There's camera number 3 and a wasp nest that I need to kill, and it can see all the way down my driveway and along with parts of the back end of my home. And there's camera number 4. This one can see the entire back side of my home, all the backyard, and it covers parts of my driveway as well. I have all of these cameras on backup battery that are connected to my solar power system. I'll do that in a future video. Okay, here's some window bars. And yeah, I know some people would think they look like a prison or something like that. But you want to put these on the back side of your house. Any windows that are not in a bedroom, you can put window bars on them. Check with your local codes and whatever, if you even care or give any recognition to those. But basically, if you do not sleep in a room and there's other exits within that same room for you to get out of, you can put window bars. In this case, I have these on my living room. I have 3 lower windows in my house, and all of them on the back side of my house, and all of them have these window bars on them so that nobody can break through them. And basically, it also we have a back door on the back side of our house. It's on our living room that has one of those bulletproof storm doors. So our whole back side of the house is completely secure. And if there was ever a fire or anything like that, somebody can exit out that back door. It's right next to these windows. That's all I got to worry about. We don't have any windows on the side of our home, which is another weak entry point. Any lower level windows is an entry point for somebody. And I'll go ahead and cover what you do to other lower level windows where you cannot put bars on them, as if you had to escape your house for a fire or to let firemen out of your house. Okay, this is one of the front windows of my home right here, and as you can see, there are no bars on them whatsoever. But what you don't see is that there is security laminate film on here. And what that is a film that reduces the blow power that people would give if they hit it like with a bat or a rock or something like that. And it basically shatters the glass, but the window remains in place. I highly encourage everybody to get here on YouTube and type in security window film, and you will see people just wailing the heck out of windows, and they do not break. On every single door of your home, you want to be sure that you have deadbolt locks with at least a 1-inch throw. You also want to make sure within your jamb that you have screws that penetrate the wall about 3 inches into your framing. This is so that nobody can kick your door in very easily. They'd have to put quite a beating on your door. And this is one of the weakest doors in my house, and it leads into the garage. And now that I put this lock on here, and I did this about a month ago, nobody's going to be able to easily kick in this door. I also have some other security measures I'm going to put on this door. There's things that you can put up under handles that attach to your floor, and also some long throw pin locks. And I may even have the kit available if we have to dig into this house to put a huge 2x4 across the back end to it and drill it into the framing of the house. But anyway, make sure all your doors, external doors of your house, are solid core, have 3-inch screws in the jamb at least, and have a 1-inch throw. Good solid deadbolts could save your life. Yo, Adrian! Oh wait, I'm mixing 2 movies up, aren't I? Rocky and Rambo? I don't know. Anyway, everything that I've showed you in this video so far can be penetrated. Just remember that there's not a safe in the world that can't be broken into. There are no walls too thick that can't be broken into. Most people's homes, somebody could simply take a saw to the roof, saw right through the roof, and then come down through the drywall that's on the ceilings. So basically, you need to have a means to defend yourself. Everything that I've showed you is great for either surveillance or slowing somebody down. But you can't beat, for home defense, in a layman's terms, you can't beat a good shotgun and plenty of double-aught buckshot. You just can't beat it. Some people would say pheasant shot. I prefer buckshot. But no one's going to jack with you if you got Mr. 12 gauge waiting on the other side of that bulletproof door.